Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, American. It's Friday.
Welcome right here on the precipice of another weekend in America. The rest of the world as well. This is where they follow us.
Really?
Yeah, they have weekends like we do.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's one of the it's finally something that they do that we suggested they would do with us. They did.
I got news
So
for you.
we started the thing called
we started the weekends. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
All right.
It is.
That's
it is true.
I'm pretty sure it happened under Calvin Coolidge because of
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
because of the automation and the assembly line and all that stuff. They're like, you know what? Take a day off. Something. And you're
In fact,
looking at me
maybe
like he
two.
doesn't believe me.
No, he doesn't
I
know.
obviously believe you.
Also, Brad Meltzer. This is also true. He'll join us later this morning in hour 2 to tell us what he's learned over the years about how much gold is actually in Fort Knox. You might remember his show. What was it called? Decoded, yeah. One of his episodes was on Fort Knox.
Season 2, episode 1.
And he's got some updates on that, so we'll get into that. Let me get started by telling you about the Jace case, though. Jace Medical wants to thank all the first responders. As, we've been dealing with snowstorms, fires, intense weather events all over the place. Yeah, so it's easy to forget how many people have put their lives on the line to save their fellow Americans, but first responders can't be everywhere all at once. And when it comes to emergencies, the thing you need to remember is that you're on your own at the very beginning. You're your own first responder, essentially. So one of the most important tools you can have in your kit is the Jace case. I can't recommend these highly enough. In fact, this just came in handy for me because I was given some weak-ass antibiotics by my doctor.
Oh, no.
I don't know what she thought. I'm not 12. The amoxicillin is not going to help what I have. So I dove into the Jace case the other day for the Z-Pack that was in it and started taking that. And within a few hours, I was starting to feel better. And that night, I finally slept for the first time in a week all the way through the night.
Nice.
Rather than getting up every half hour to hour to blow my nose because I couldn't breathe and take more medication because my throat was on fire. So that really came in handy. Can you imagine how handy it will come in if there's a supply chain issue? If anything goes wrong in society, I mean, it breaks down really quickly. The Jace case, for any eventuality, could be convenience. It might be an emergency. It might be that you're out of town and you're not near your doctor or pharmacy. Essential antibiotics and medications that treat the most common and deadly bacterial infections. Provides 5 life-saving antibiotics for emergency use. There's also ivermectin you can get as an add-on and others as well. So go to jace.com, enter their giveaway, or you can purchase your own case. Enter the promo code PAT at checkout and get a discount on your order. That's promo code PAT at jase.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Okay. The whole Epstein files thing.
We got
Yes.
some answers,
Been released.
right? Yes.
Once again,
We know it all.
a giant cluster, you know what,
Yes.
thing, deal.
A deal. A
I'm
cluster
so
deal.
tired of the cluster deals. I'm really... this time I thought was going to be different. Nope. Yeah.
Nope.
No. Well, we don't get to know. No. Now, we'll get to whether or not some officials think we're going to get to the bottom of it. But so far, everybody's holding up their files. They got their binder of files.
They all trotted out of the White House yesterday with
Nothing
their
in 'em.
binders.
Yeah,
Happy,
look at it.
go
There
lucky.
they are.
Hold on. What do you mean nothing in it? Show what was in it. There was a lot in it.
Okay.
Let's see this.
All right. Let's see.
Let's go to the next.
Oh, there you go.
It's all completely
There you go.
redacted.
All redacted.
I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it was pretty close.
I mean, some of the pages were like that, yes. But hey, you know what? We weren't invited up there. We aren't in the cool kids club. So what I did is I actually went and I found more Epstein files.
Oh.
There you go. Yeah, so now you too can
Nice.
be a part
Look
Oh my
at that.
gosh.
Of history.
That is
And it
awesome.
says right on there it's been declassified.
Classified.
So
That's
There you go.
awesome.
So open it up. Check out all the information that I was able to cull for you.
Oh, wow.
Huh?
Keith, nice job.
Right?
Oh, we all got the same thing?
Nice
Yeah.
job.
So now we are in the Epstein Files
Nice.
Cool Kids Club 2.
I love it.
Okay.
I feel so much better this morning.
Uh-huh. Yeah, see? Good. Happy Friday.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's great.
this is Jeffy. I'm going live right now. I just received the declassified Epstein files.
Wait, we're doing the show. Maybe you could wait until a break.
Okay, I'll get
Yeah,
back
just
to you.
wait until we have a break.
It was such a mess yesterday.
Yeah, it was a cluster thing.
The cluster thing.
So,
That's awesome. Thank you.
yeah, that's
You're
great.
welcome. I wanted us to be a part of it. Sorry, Chris, you're not.
Oh,
I don't have an extra copy for you.
is that because he's Territorian and he can't be trusted with
racism.
declassified material?
Racism.
Yes,
Sorry.
yeah.
Yep.
No, don't worry. It's not racism. It's Territorianism.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
That's a
it's a
fact,
little bit
yeah.
different. It's a little bit different.
Little
We
bit.
just don't trust you because you came from somewhere else. Somewhere else, people can't be trusted.
Understood.
Okay? All right.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. Representative Annapolina Luna.
Yeah.
I'm just a bird in the sky. Posted this around 2 in the
I'm
afternoon.
sorry, but
no,
you just
have
cannot
to.
say her name without
If you're
that stupid
our
song.
age, it just happens.
It's there.
It's automatic. I might need a Jackie. Oh, okay. I thought for a second the
Ooh.
Jackie glasses had been stolen by Steve Dace.
That would not have been cool.
No, that would
No,
not
it
have
have
been
a
cool.
nice
Not
little
have been cool at all.
battle on our hands.
Here's what Anna Paulina Luna, she's just a bird in the sky, tweeted. I nor the task force were given or reviewed the Epstein documents being released today. A New York Post story just revealed that the documents will simply be Epstein's phone book.
Yep.
This is not what we or the American people asked for, and a complete disappointment. Get us the information we asked for.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, it would.
I mean, you know, we got the address book a while ago, which had some names.
I
in
mean,
it.
there's some interesting names in
There
the contact book, but it doesn't mean they did anything wrong.
Correct. And we expected. I don't know what we expected. I don't know that it matters.
Right.
It does matter.
Yeah,
People have to be made to account for what they did.
Horrific crimes.
Yeah, really bad.
Okay.
Pedophilia
All right.
and violence.
Yes.
There's got to be consequences here. I think, and maybe it will make people think twice before they get involved in this stuff again. If somebody has to pay. But here's the names. Now again, this is just a contact list. But there's Mick Jagger, Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin. Would it surprise anybody if he's on all the lists?
No, it would not.
Ethel Kennedy, that's the mom of Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Andrew Cuomo, Naomi Campbell, Courtney Love. I mean, it's a who's who's. I mean, so the guy had the phone numbers of a lot
Sure.
of people. But it doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't, because think of all of the horrific things that Jeff Fisher has done in his life.
Right.
We're in his contact book.
Oh, probably, yeah.
I mean, we're in his
I'm not
phone.
on that list, disappointingly. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So, so
Okay.
far we have nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely zero.
We have your contacts.
Again. Also, where are the JFK files? Where are they? Also, where are every other file we've ever been promised?
And who's responsible for this? Because it was on Bondi's desk, right?
Yeah,
She
yeah.
said, on my desk, the files are being reviewed. I'm guessing she or her due people were the ones that came up with their declassified binder, unlike the one that we just received, although similar with nothing in it. So who's responsible? I mean, she made she said when she talked about it on Jesse's show, some of the files would be released.
Yeah, and she actually tweeted out something yesterday, right? That to Kash Patel, like, "Hey, you're holding back on us over there at the FBI." Well, then you shouldn't have released it yet.
Yeah,
That's the thing. Explain to us. All right, look, all this is redacted nonsense so far. Apparently, some of the files, the important files, have been hidden.
And
We're going to find them.
We're still
But
investigating.
we
This
haven't
is-
yet.
and-
But we will find them,
Right.
and we will release them. If you want to see what we have so far, it's really nothing,
Here
but
you
here
go.
it is.
And this
Why
phase
can't you
one
do that?
bull crap Did you think we were going to react like, this is amazing.
Great.
I can't wait for phase
What
2.
transparency.
Now we want them all right now. This is garbage. Stop with the phase 1 through, I don't know how many they're going to be, like 6 or something? What were they saying?
Oh, I don't know that.
Really?
I just know that there were these table of contents that I saw somewhere, and I don't know if it was phases or part of the...
I mean, I know that they said that this was 1, but I don't know about how many, if I ever saw that there was, half a dozen different release points.
So which influencer is this that released this verbating?
Okay, so
post?
So a lot of people were saying, look how they're copying and pasting, government mouthpieces. Chris, you explained that this is DC Drano posted this, and then I guess somebody else copied and pasted
people
it.
were just copying and pasting what he wrote.
So what did he write?
Today I met with President Trump, VP JD Vance, AG Pam Bondi, and FBI Director Kash Patel in the Oval Office. They handed me a binder copy of the Epstein files. This is the most transparent administration in American history.
Stop.
The best part? This is just the start. And what a start it was.
Yes,
Did he type that before looking in the binder?
Must have.
I think so,
Absolutely they
because
did.
you don't write that after you read it.
Absolutely. This was typed, as they were probably walking out from the White House, so they were all partying with their presence.
Looked silly yesterday.
It ends in people will be going to jail for what they've done. Well,
not from phase 1.
Not yet. I mean, not from this.
Phase 1 ain't going to do the trick.
Too much use of a Sharpie? Is that what somebody's going to be charged with? Sorry, that's way too much Sharpie. We're going to have to put you in prison without a trial.
This administration seemingly has been, transparent.
Sure.
I've loved how
Yeah, but this ain't it.
Right.
This ain't it.
Right.
And it just seems strange how this was
handled
care of.
poorly.
And so is this the FBI office in New York
That's what
getting one over the Trump on the Trump administration? But again,
Maybe.
the Trump administration still, to your point,
Right.
released this nonsense.
Yes.
So even they could have stopped it
She
and
could have
gone
easily
back
said.
to them and said, "What the hell's this?" Not release it and then
And
what the
Pam
hell's
could have
this?
said that as well.
Yeah, Pam could have said, look, lower your expectations right now. We haven't found all the stuff yet.
We're still looking. If she had said that,
It would have been so much better than this.
So what I'm hearing is that we're done winning.
yeah. Day 39.
Is this the first?
We
year
got
that
to
can
day
say-
39.
Well, this is a disappointment, and maybe the first. Yeah, in 39 days. That's pretty good.
That's a good streak. Now,
Yeah.
now
It's
0
just
days for winning, and now we need to start a new clock.
I felt
Count.
that way until I got my own binder.
Oh,
And
now.
now that I have
Now you
my
think
own
you're winning.
we're back winning
Okay.
again. Yeah.
Jeffy's winning. So that's
Day one.
That's great.
Started
Good.
a new count.
This is from our own Liz Wheeler, who posted this around 4 o'clock.
She was there, yeah.
This is the story. President Trump and AG Pam Bondi committed to releasing the Epstein files. The FBI was told to deliver the files to Bondi. They did, about 200 pages. Bondi smelled a rat because there was nothing juicy in the 200 pages. Just flight logs and a Rolodex of phone numbers. No smoking gun. Still, Bondi promised to release the documents, so she prepared a binder of them. Yeah, and that's where she made the mistake. She should have just said that. We don't have everything yet.
Especially,
Right.
but again, and you just mentioned this, Jeffy. She said on Jesse Waters, all of this horrific stuff, a lot of bad things happen. Remember, she told Jesse Waters, "It's on my
And
desk."
she,
Yeah.
but she,
Yes.
she threw in the word "some,"
So then,
which
why
gave her
didn't
that
but-
quick out.
add it to it?
You're just ratcheting up the hype
sure
on
are.
this thing when you should be calming it down for now, right? And then when you have something, then you can hype it and say,
Yeah.
"Look, here's the transparency we promised you. Here's the list." I don't understand it.
Seems
I don't
rather
get it.
simple.
Yeah, and it's weird. It's just kind of weird. I don't know. She's new at this gig on a national level, so
Still,
but yeah, just
yeah.
kind of disappointing.
But I think the last word, I'm pretty sure, on this whole thing yesterday came from Kash Patel himself, FBI director.
Here's what he said. The FBI is entering a new era, one that will be defined by integrity, accountability, and the unwavering pursuit of justice. There will be no cover-ups, no missing documents, and no stone left unturned. And anyone from the prior or current bureau who undermines this will be swiftly pursued and brought to justice. If there are gaps in the Epstein investigation, we will find them. If records have been hidden, we will uncover them. Okay? I like that. And we will bring everything we find to the DOJ to be fully assessed and transparently disseminated to the American people as it should be. The oath we take is to the law and the Constitution, and under my leadership, that promise will be upheld without compromise.
And I can understand. The guy just started this week.
Yeah.
So he needs to be on a plane to New York and get to that office and start pulling out drawers and knocking over.
Well, no doubt about that. If that's true, what we're being told, that absolutely needs to happen. But it still goes back to this should not have been presented
exactly
as it was.
Exactly.
That's the unfortunate part.
They gave in to the pressure, like you said, Pat, and said, well, just let's go. Let's release it.
Yep.
Now, it would have been better to have a press conference explaining what the holdup was.
Yes. It's like if you know the movie you just produced is terrible and you've been hyping it for a year and a half, coming soon, one of the greatest movies of all time, this is going to blow your socks off. No, you should be lowering expectations because you know it's a pile of crap. Okay? That's, out of all the movies of the entire year, this is one of them, is what you should be saying. Not this is going to be the greatest movie you've ever seen.
This is one of them.
It's one of them.
It's one of them.
It's one of our releases. It's not going to blow your dress up. It's really nothing. It's another nothing burger. But we're still looking. You can count on that fact. We're going to find the hidden files, and we're going to expose all this. That would have been great.
Yeah, it would have been.
What if any of those files tell us if Jeffrey Epstein is still alive or not? Because that's...
Is there also speculation on that?
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, quite a bit. In fact, I did a poll, and we're up to... Okay, so it's 35% say yes, that he's still alive. So...
Next 10 years, that'll go up.
Oh, it will. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
There's some interesting photos. When I posted this, a Pathead commented, I don't have it here, but it was a great point. It's like, when have you seen a body wheeled out? They had the sheet off of the face. Like, look, here he is. See, he's right here.
In fact, I think that it talks about whether he's alive or dead in my declassified binder that I got.
Show us that line if you would. Open it up.
Where's the info?
Oh, gosh darn it. It's not in this binder. It's
I
going to
think
be
it's
in
in
the
that
next
second
release.
paragraph there, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
That's where it is.
Hopefully it'll get released the next time around.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right. Let me tell you about preborn. You know, we've had a lot of news happening very, very quickly lately, and it's easy to get distracted. But this is, if not the most important issue, it's certainly, well, it's the most important issue. Life. I mean, we're talking about saving babies' lives, and you can be a big part of that. Preborn needs your help to offer the assistance to these expectant mothers who are in crisis right now, and they're, they are hammered on all sides to have the abortion, from their significant other to the parents to the friends. It's a lot of people in their life probably recommending that they choose abortion. Well, Preborn offers the alternative to choose life and the support that they need once the baby is born for up to 2 years to provide things like baby formula, baby food, high chairs, car seats, those kinds of things, and just really strong emotional support. Now, $28 buys an ultrasound. That doubles the chance that the baby will be born alive. Maybe you could do a huge gift of $15,000, which would actually purchase one of the ultrasound machines for these clinics. They are trying desperately to save human life. To donate securely, just dial pound 250 and say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or just go to preborn.com/Pat. That's preborn.com/Pat.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Is it just me, or is that the Sanford and Son theme?
It's not you.
It's not me?
No, it's Sanford.
All right. You think that every time,
Absolutely,
too?
yeah.
And I make 3.
Okay.
There you go.
Good. Excellent.
I'm glad y'all said that. That's awesome.
Every time. It's like, wait, are we now joining the Sanford and Son program already in progress? Is that what's happening? But apparently not.
No, it's not just you. One of the theories that might be affecting the Epstein file release or the redactions and all this good stuff is that former director Comey's daughter, I guess, is a prosecutor of the Southern District of New York, something like that, and she's been involved with this case.
Yeah. An assistant U.S. attorney in the Southern District of New York, SDNY. She specializes in high-profile federal criminal cases, and here are the key details about her career. Prosecutorial roles and major cases. Lead prosecutor in the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. She played a pivotal role in securing Maxwell's conviction for sex trafficking minors, countering conspiracy theories about her involvement due to her father's prominence. During closing arguments, she emphasized Maxwell's direct knowledge of Jeffrey Epstein's crimes, stating this case is about that woman. This case is about that woman. She was in the room, so of course she knew.
Darn right.
Epstein case involvement, she co-led the federal sex trafficking prosecution against Jeffrey Epstein prior to his death in 2019.
So Maureen Comey would have access to these files.
You would think. Yeah.
You would think. Yeah, you would think so.
Plot thickens.
Yeah. But is it going to mean anything? I mean, are we going to find out? Once again, the major disappointment kind of, I guess, taints me a little bit because it's like this every time. The UFO thing was very similar to this. Well, we're going to release all the UFO files. We're going to show you the evidence that we've compiled over the last 70 years.
Are you?
That we've been keeping secret, and then they release it, and it's nothing. It's another nothing burger.
Yeah.
Okay. Irritating.
Chris is getting in my ear about clip 18 we should play here. James Comey, former FBI director.
Okay.
Bragging about his crimes. Oh, this guy. I'm sure he raised his kids, right? Okay.
It's hard to imagine 2 FBI agents ending up in the sit room. How did that happen?
I sent them. Something I probably wouldn't have done or maybe gotten away with in a more organized investigation, a more organized administration, in the George W. Bush administration, for example, or the Obama administration. The protocol, 2 men that all of us have perhaps increased appreciation for over the last 2 years.
Wow.
This guy. I've heard nothing good about James
And in both
Comey.
of those administrations, there was process. And so if the FBI wanted to send agents into the White House itself to interview a senior official, you would work through the White House counsel, and there'd be discussions and approvals and who would be there. And I thought it's early enough, let's just send a couple guys over. And so we placed a call to Flynn.
Think that's funny?
Said,
really?
hey, we're sending a couple guys over. Hope you'll talk to them. He said, sure. Nobody else was there. They interviewed him in a conference room at the White House Situation Room, and he lied to them.
That's not
and
true.
That's what he's now pled guilty to.
What did he think they were coming in for?
This guy is
I don't think he
garbage.
No, we didn't tell him. Just said, we've got sending over a couple of agents. I want to ask you some questions. I didn't have this conversation. My deputy director did. But hope you got a few minutes. You can sit down and talk to them.
Okay, so you
said, sure.
again didn't have this conversation. You're blaming it on someone else.
Okay. Interesting.
James Comey's garbage.
And they lied about Flynn lying to them.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
there's another guy who needs to face justice.
Are lies kind of like negative numbers? 2 of them make a positive. Is it so? If you lie twice, then that's actually the truth.
There you go.
Yes.
Okay.
Got it.
All right. Yeah,
It's called lying
I
math.
get it now. Lying math. That's good. All right. Wow. So that's what's going on here. Also,
the Trump hatred from these people is amazing.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's insanity. It's obviously an illness, and
it definitely is.
Yeah.
I mean, between him and Milley, I mean, those guys, it's darn near treasonous. And Milley definitely is treasonous, but I don't know. Kobe may be walking that line as well. That's
staggering.
It is.
Yesterday, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer arrived at the White House. This is fun.
All right, What's with the handshakes lasting for half an hour now?
President Trump, can you get a peace deal done in Ukraine?
Yes.
How confident are you, sir?
Yeah, Does the Prime Minister be willing to get a backstop with you?
How many times has he already talked about that?
Yeah.
What a dumb question.
Real dumb.
You get to shout one question. You're doing that? All right.
Okay, whatever. So inside, President Trump explained the problems he has with the European Union.
Yeah, I've had problems with the EU because, and we're not talking about, we happen to have a great relationship with you, but we did have, and we do have problems with the EU because they've tariffed us. They do it in the form of a VAT tax, which is about 20%, and many other taxes. They sue our companies. They sued Apple, got 16 or 17 billion dollars, which was,
look at him sticking up for Apple.
A ridiculous decision. And they're suing Google for a lot of money. They're suing a lot of other companies, and we don't like the way they're treating our people now. We don't like the way they're treating our companies. They sell us cars. We don't sell them cars. They don't take our cars. They don't take much of our agriculture.
It's true.
And we have a deficit with them of about $350 billion. So I wouldn't say it's been such a great relationship personally, but other people did because it's politically correct to say that it's been good, but it hasn't been good. And we're going to change that. And we are going to have reciprocal tariffs. We're not going to have tariffs. We're going to have reciprocal. Whatever they charge us, we're going to charge them, which for many years, foolishly, I would have done that, but then all of a sudden we had COVID and we had other things to think about. So it took me a little while to get that on, but we had, in my first 4 years, we had the greatest economy in the history of, I think, the world, but certainly in the history of our country. I think we're going to have that again, but the EU was very, very tough on us from the standpoint of trade.
Wow. Interesting. When they got into, I don't know, they were in a conference room or something, and JD Vance, no, I think they were in the Oval Office, and JD Vance was in there, and he kind of went after Starmer a little bit to his face.
Yeah, Trump let him off the leash and said,
"Go ahead,
you jump in here.
Tell him what you got." And he did. And he did. I don't think we have that.
I don't see that on here.
I'm going to find that though, because it's worth playing.
I read the headline. I didn't actually realize that there was video footage of them.
Yeah, there is.
Him taking
I know. I didn't send it in. I didn't send it in because the pool reporter, the camera operator, was a dummy and left the camera on Trump. So for the entire 90 seconds, it's just Trump just sitting there. It's like, is the guy not in the room that he could pan the camera to JD Vance? That's why I didn't send it in. Yeah. Anyway, but it is great.
It is, and we'll play at least the audio because JD Vance doesn't care. He doesn't care what you think of him. He's going to tell the truth.
Well, and
he did.
And they're in the Oval, as you said, and the president said, "Well, go ahead,
go."
Yeah.
And he went.
The EU, NATO, they need to realize that the 4 years of the empty shell Marxist vessel, that those days are over. And I don't want to jinx anything here, but they need to kind of start thinking, we're going to have to deal with Vance for a long time, too. Maybe we should play ball with the United States again.
Well, that's kind of what the UK guy was trying to do right yesterday with his dancing around. Shut up. I walked by. I walked by the living room when he was on yesterday. I was like, nobody cares what you're saying. No one cares. Shut up.
Yeah, I don't know that his own people even care what he says.
They don't
frankly.
like him.
I don't know that he's well liked, and I'll bet you 80% of the American people couldn't name you who the Prime Minister of Great Britain is right now.
Yeah, well, it's that.
Right? I mean,
he's it, right?
He's it.
He's the guy. Okay.
Keir Starmer,
right.
But I don't know if most people even understand
and he
that.
even talked about it, this was, I don't know if this was after they were done speaking or before or in the middle, but I heard him talk about boots on the ground in Ukraine. And that's when I was walking by and I was like,
go for it.
Stop it.
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
All right. We will get a Fat Five from Jeffy.
All right, awesome.
Next.
Unleashed.
We're Americans. There's something different about us.
Most people don't actually know what they're fighting against.
The Declaration of Independence is our mission statement. That's what we're trying to build.
The golden age of America begins right now.
People are, in fact, building a new American way of life for the 21st century. But the problem is, no one is talking about it.
Align your lifestyle with your beliefs.
Sorry, it's just so addicting.
Pro-humanity, pro-people, pro-digital sovereignty, pro-crypto. I mean, we're pro-tech in many ways, not all tech. We love technology.
Documentaries that pursue truth.
Blaze Originals.
Blaze Originals.
Blaze Originals. Blaze Originals.
The Dallas Mavericks have traded Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis. It doesn't make sense. And that's why you need this show, because I'm going to make sense of it.
The blaze is named after the burning bush that Moses saw. It was a fire that burned but did not consume. However, that fire would consume anything that wasn't true and wasn't in line with universal truth. That's why I call it the blaze.
Some tweets for you. Giblets tweets, get your Trapper Keeper Epstein edition today. Use the promo code Pat Gray. Unclassified. Florida Bird, Mitt Romney had a much better binder than Epstein. Just ask the mainstream media. Yeah, no binder kidding. Full of women.
Yeah,
at least when you open it up, the women weren't redacted. Wow. Yeah, he got so much flack for that. Oh, my gosh. Which was so stupid. It was. What a dumb controversy that was. Texas Lori D. So you're telling me Pam Bondi is the equivalent of a post-Endgame Marvel movie? Totally full of excrement and a waste of time. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Adrian Slade. Pam Bondi was the Attorney General of Florida back when Jeffrey Epstein was using the Broward County Jail as a Holiday Inn Express.
Ooh. Yeah, was she the Attorney General then? Because she worked out of Tampa, too, as a Assistant State's Attorney, but I'm not sure the timeline on that.
Nancy's Vodka Soaked Dentures tweets, waiting for the release of Epstein's blockbuster rental history, which will, of course, be redacted. We won't get to see what his favorite movie was. No. Fury and Energy. I wouldn't be surprised if Trump fires Bondi over this. This is a lot of blowback. I personally think that's overkill, but the base wants a head to roll. It's a little premature for heads to roll over this because it was just the release of this was just handled badly, I think. You don't have anything yet? Okay, just tell us that and tell us you're still working on it and you will uncover it. And when the time comes, you will release it.
Don't make the three-ring circus available.
And I don't want to sound ageist, but she is about to hit 60. So she's on the elderly side. So maybe she was a little confused on what's news and what's not news.
Huh. Wow. Okay.
Hot take.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. That had to hurt, Jeffy.
What is your deal?
Well played.
What is your deal?
Awesome.
All right. So we found the JD Vance clip where he kind of challenges Keir Starmer right there in the Oval Office. Here's what happened.
Look, I said what I said, which is that we do have, of course, a special relationship with our friends in the UK and also with some of our European allies. But we also know that there have been infringements on free speech that actually affect not just the British. Of course, what the British do in their own country is up to them, but also affect American technology companies and by extension American citizens. So that is something that we'll talk about today at lunch.
We've had free speech for a very, very long time in the United Kingdom, and it will
will last for a very, very long time.
Uh-huh.
Well, no, I mean, certainly
Seems
we
to
wouldn't
be in
want to
trouble
reach
right
across
now
US
here.
citizens, and we don't, and that's absolutely right. But in relation to free speech in the UK, I'm very proud of our history there.
Are you?
Are you?
You're very proud of that?
Are you?
Really? Huh. That's interesting. Because while you've had free speech for a very, very long time.
Forever.
And you're proud of that.
And you're doing it well.
Oh, man. Are they ever? They seem to be expanding their facial recognition technology and surveillance to curb any sort of protest in London or anywhere
for
in
your
England.
safety, of course.
For your safety, right. They have warned social media companies to combat so-called misinformation on its platforms and to remove it. They've implemented several digital speech laws that regulate what's defined as hate speech, misinformation, or harmful content. Who gets to decide that?
They do.
Here? They do.
They do.
The government does. They threatened to arrest and extradite U.S. citizens who made any online statements that could allegedly cause violence. A British Army veteran was arrested in August 2022 for denouncing LGBTQ and transgender activists online, which authorities said caused someone anxiety.
Yeah, it caused him pain.
Caused him anxiety.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
I can't.
Well, we can't. I mean, yes, free speech is great, but we can't allow anxiety. We can't allow it.
No.
I mean, we won't abide that.
I thought it was so funny how
come on.
Elon Musk posted a tweet a few days ago and said, post your most not safe for work meme below. And some guy in Britain goes, bro, I live in the UK. I ain't posting jack crap.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
I mean, we're scared to post a meme.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And I will say, noticing that's the first time I'd seen that particular angle in the Oval Office. I'm glad they moved the camera over a little bit to see JD, because you would not have been able to see it there with Marco's ears turned toward JD. Marco's on the couch there. And Marco.
I get it. You're saying his ears are big?
Oh, yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Did I get the gist of that?
Leave that up there.
His ears are.
That's not the observation we thought you were going to go for, because Chris made an observation of the room. That was me handing it off to Chris to make his observation of the room.
This is another problem of separation of socks and pants on the left side.
Oh, yeah.
The middle couch.
So the British guy on the left.
Is that a new thing now? Is it a new fashion statement?
It's a new fashion
I don't
statement.
like it, and I will not participate in it if it is.
And JD, I think, is now wearing
learned
over
his
the
lesson.
calf
Yes,
for the rest of his life.
Yes, he is.
Okay, good.
He learned his lesson. There's no separation, but somehow we have another separation of socks and pants.
Socks and pants. Yeah, that's
a
a great
British
point.
thing. They can keep it.
But let me just share the more of the British very long history of free speech. A little over 2 years ago, the British government charged Adam Smith Connor, 51-year-old physiotherapist and Army veteran, with the heinous crime of standing 50 meters. So I don't know if that's 5 inches. I don't know if it's 5,000 miles.
We don't know, but he was standing there.
But he was standing, apparently this is near an abortion clinic, silently praying for 3 minutes.
Whoa.
Not obstructing anyone, not interacting with anyone. Silently praying on his own. He was arrested. Cops came up and asked him what he's doing. And he said he's praying. And they wanted to know for whom. And I believe he said something about an unborn person. And that, I'm sorry, you can't pray for unborn people. You can't. And so they had to put him in jail. They had to. He's just too dangerous. What if he showed up at somebody's house and started praying?
That's incredible. Silently like that.
61-year-old man named David Spring was sentenced to 18 months in prison in last August, for chanting, "Who the F is Allah?" at a right-wing protest.
He's just asking a question.
He's asking a question.
It's his chance to proselytize.
I can't ask a question.
No, you cannot. You caused many people anxiety.
Anxiety, right.
So many people anxiety with that question.
Here's more to your point.
This is incredible.
So the politician that authored the Scottish buffer zones law, which forbids influence within 200 meters of an abortion facility, has admitted that prayer by a window in one's own home could be an offense.
Oh my!
Depending on who is passing by.
So this is what the British are proud of.
The free speech.
This is what they're proud of.
But I want to let's emphasize this. People said, "Wait a minute, If my house is inside your no prayer buffer zone, you're telling me what I can and can't do at my house. The guy clarifies. He goes, no. It just depends on who's walking by. Give me this.
Well, yeah, because the person might get anxiety if they see you praying.
I mean, that is literally the law.
Yeah.
Anxiety.
It's
You caused anxiety. Holy
And you
crap.
sit there and you have the giblets to say that you're proud of your free speech situation. Oh, my gosh. That's unreal. All right. Let's check in with a Fat Five.
All right, let's rock and roll. If you're looking for work, you need to become a statue maker. Last week, during a Black History Month ceremony at the White House, which I missed, and today is the final day to celebrate, by the way, February, the last day of February. Anyway, the racist President Trump revealed that the late NBA star Kobe Bryant, the late boxing star Muhammad Ali, the late civil rights icon and MLB pioneer Jackie Robinson will be represented with statues in the National Garden of American Heroes. I don't think I knew that existed.
And that's the racist president
That's
Donald
correct.
Trump came up with those?
The National Garden of American Heroes was
you notice those
by
people
Trump
are all white. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's why he's a racist. And this was the National Garden of American Heroes was unveiled in 2020 and dedicated to celebrating heroic figures in American history. It's located on the grounds of the National Mall in Washington, D.C. It's designed to celebrate heroes from all walks of life with statues, busts, and plaques commemorating their immense contributions to the country. I'm surprised Dash Biden didn't have this garden bulldozed, to be honest with you.
Right.
But in addition to the legendary athletes getting statues, Trump announced multiple civil rights leaders in other fields. This is how racist he is. Martin Luther King Jr., Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, Billie Holiday, Aretha Franklin, Coretta Scott King, and Frederick Douglass will also get statues in the garden. It'd be kind of cool to see the garden. The Statue of Garden.
Is it new?
It's 2020. That's what I said. It was dedicated in 2020, unveiled. But I don't know if there's a statue in it yet. I don't remember hearing about it, and I missed this the Black History Month ceremony at the White House because he's such a racist. I'm not watching anything he does. But again, we say everything's. So much is happening. You just grab onto what you can. And I don't know why this wasn't reported more, but I definitely would like to see the garden of the statue. Okay, I want to get time here. You know where you love her, Sunny Hostin from The View, was on a podcast called Behind the Table. As far as I know, it's a behind the scenes of The View talk.
Oh, God.
Which, you can't get enough of The Daily Show or The Weekend Show. You must have behind the scenes.
I'm not going into Joy's dressing room.
Anyway, she, this is a separate studio. They're not going, it's not that far behind the scenes. That's coming next year.
Okay.
Anyway, she lets us see the genius that is Sunny Hostin.
When I hear someone say, I'm against diversity, equity, and inclusion, it gives me great pause because it makes me feel that you don't want diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Ding, 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 ding.
Wait,
ding, ding,
what?
You got it.
No. Yeah. We want the best people for every job. That's what we want.
Yeah,
I hear hate. That's all I hear.
Genius.
Yeah.
Genius when she hears it. She makes her think that you don't want that. Yeah. Welcome to the party.
So when we say we don't want DEI, that makes you think that we don't want DEI?
Yeah. We need to read.
Okay. Well, she noodled that out.
She did.
She did noodle that out. Good for her.
Good for her. You may want to get a tissue ready. We may be losing Greenpeace.
Oh, no. Don't say that.
One of the biggest environmental advocacy networks in the world says it might have to shut down.
Oh, no.
If it loses a lawsuit brought by Energy Transfer Partners, which is the owner of the Dakota Access Pipeline.
Oh, wow.
The trial has begun, and the suit accuses Greenpeace and its grant-making arm of trespassing, international trespassing, defamation, and financial harm over the sport of the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe's 2016-2017 nonviolent protest against the Dakota Access Pipeline construction. So they're seeking $300 million, and if they win...
that wipes out Greenpeace.
Shoot.
It's over.
No. You hate to hear it.
So
you do, don't you?
I don't know what we'll do
I have a question.
without Greenpeace.
I have a question.
Okay, let's move on.
How much money did Greenpeace get from USAID?
Oh, I don't know.
That might have something to do with this, too.
Yeah, I don't know how much money they got from USAID. I mean, there's plenty of places that got all kinds of money from USAID that are going to be closing the doors. They closed a bunch of people lost their jobs. You should keep that music going. Hold on.
No.
I don't have this in my Fat Five, but I just will know that many people, I think like 90% of the people at USAID were kicked to the curb yesterday.
Oh, no. No.
You hate it.
No.
You hate it.
Wow. Heartbreaking.
It is.
Heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking.
And yet, no more music to mourn the situation. It's done. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Be sure to subscribe to my daily show, Chewing the Fat. Available wherever you get podcasts, Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher. You mentioned the death of Gene Hackman yesterday.
Oh, boy.
But they found him, with his wife and one of their dogs, all dead. He was 95. She was 64. No mention of the name or age of the dog. But now the more questions have come up because authorities said the deaths were suspicious enough in nature to require a thorough search and investigation.
Oh, I thought they didn't suspect any foul play.
They didn't at first.
After finding the door to the couple's home was unsecured and open.
Oh, wow.
An open orange prescription pill bottle with pills scattered around the room where Hackman's wife, the classical pianist Betsy Arakawa, and one of their German Shepherd dogs were discovered. The wife was found mummified and bloated when the two were discovered dead with their dog. The maintenance worker who initially discovered the quieted house said he hadn't seen the couple in a couple of weeks, and
they'd been dead a while apparently.
Yeah, and so they said that it appeared there was no obvious signs of death, just body decomposition and bloating, her face and mummification in both hands. I don't know that that's the right term after a couple of weeks, whether you're getting mummified yet. Bloated for sure. And she was found on the floor in the bathroom near the home's entry. The dog was found in another room, and he was found in what they said was the mud room, laying there like he had just fallen down with his cane. So the investigation is still ongoing. There was a black space heater found next to the wife's head. They don't know if it fell, if she fell to the ground quickly. The dog was located in another room in the bathroom closet. I mean,
in his kennel, right?
I don't know if, and there were a couple more dogs alive still on the property. So, and they said that there was no sign of a gas leak or anything like that. So, I mean, was it a murder-suicide? Was it the kids poisoning and killing them for the money? It's
a weird murder-suicide if that's what it was, because there were no gunshot wounds or any of that stuff.
And he's 95. She's
95.
only 64, 63, right. 64.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a Notebook situation. Mm-hmm. They didn't both curl up on the tile floor
and just decide to die together. Right.
Oh, I should probably watch that movie, huh?
Yeah, you probably. Oh,
come on.
You've never seen The Notebook?
Be true.
It's even got a.
Is that true?
There's even a sculpture on the University of Nebraska campus because the guy who wrote it, I think, is from there.
Yeah. Nicholas Sparks.
Yeah, something like that.
Really? Oh, okay.
You could.
Oh, he's from South Carolina. I don't know. There's something with The Notebook associated in Lincoln.
I've never seen that one either.
Thank you. We'll go watch it together.
Wow. You unromantic slobs.
Embarrassing.
Isn't it?
I'll give the Territorian a little bit of leeway, but not Keith. I'm not giving Keith any leeway.
Well, it hasn't been 40 years since it's released, so maybe, he's got a little time.
I got a couple of months, right?
Yeah. All right.
Wow, I'm embarrassed so much for you.
Now I got to find out what's on the campus. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
We're Americans. There's something different about us.
Most people don't actually know what they're fighting against.
The Declaration of Independence is our mission statement. That's what we're trying to build.
The golden age of America begins right now.
People are, in fact, building a new American way of life for the 21st century. But the problem is, no one is talking about it.
Align your lifestyle with your beliefs.
Sorry, it's just so addicting.
Pro-humanity, pro-people, pro-digital sovereignty, pro-crypto. I mean, we're pro-tech in many ways, not all tech. We love technology.
Documentaries that pursue truth.
Blaze Originals.
Blaze Originals.
Blaze Originals. Blaze Originals.
The Dallas Mavericks have traded Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis. It doesn't make sense. And that's why you need this show, because I'm going to make sense of it.
The blaze is named after the burning bush that Moses saw. It was a fire that burned but did not consume. However, that fire would consume anything that wasn't true and wasn't in line with universal truth. That's why I call it the blaze.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Thanks for joining us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. All right. So tell me about the letter from King Charles that President Trump read. Yesterday.
The king sent a letter, an unprecedented letter, to invite Trump.
It's an unprecedented letter?
According to
the king has never written a letter to an American president before?
Fisher, you want to... Is that
accurate?
As far as I know, that's accurate.
unprecedented.
And it certainly is unprecedented that the president would read it out loud in front of the press.
Didn't he ask for it to be read?
Sure did.
Okay.
This is the clip.
And it is my pleasure to bring from His Majesty the King a letter. He sends his best wishes and his regards, of course, but he also asked me to bear this letter and bring it to you. So can I present the letter from the King to you?
Thank you very much.
That's great.
Already open. Glad to see the Secret Service open that.
Yeah, please do.
I think the Prime Minister read it.
I've got to tell him what your reaction is, so I need to know.
I'm sure he'll see
He's a great gentleman. A great, great gentleman.
Don't read it out loud. Don't read it out loud.
He's not.
Good.
He knows better than
Good.
that.
Yeah. Don't. You know, I try to set him up. I bet.
Yeah.
I don't put anything past Charles.
Or the UK Prime Minister.
Oh, that's
Yeah?
No.
It's okay.
Well, that is really nice. I must make sure his signature's on that. Otherwise, it's not quite as meaningful. It is, and that's quite a signature, isn't it? Beautiful.
It's beautiful.
A beautiful man, a wonderful man.
Beautiful signature.
I've known him.
Beautiful.
Gotten to know him very well, actually. First term and now second term. Perhaps you'd like to say what that very important paragraph.
Yes, so this is a letter from His Majesty the King. It's an invitation for a second state visit. This is really special. This has never happened before. This is unprecedented. And I think that just symbolises the strength of the relationship between us. So this is a very special letter. I think the last state visit was a tremendous success.
It was.
His Majesty the King wants to make this even better than that. So this is truly historic, an unprecedented second state visit.
He still gets you said money.
And that says at Windsor. That's really something.
Yes. What I haven't got yet is your answer.
Quit touching our president.
Gotta get your hand blown off.
It's starting to piss me off.
Charge this guy with assault right now.
Our wonderful First Lady, Melania, and myself, the answer is yes, and we look forward to being there and honoring the King and honoring really your country. Your country is a fantastic country, and
Fantastic.
It'll be our
It's a beautiful
honor to be
country.
there. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. President. I shall happily take that back to His Majesty.
Yeah, give me my letter back.
Thank you.
He's probably already seen that. So
Right,
you probably
he
don't even
already
need to
knows.
bring
He
it back
already
to him.
Clearly, he broke the. Trump should have been the one to break that seal, the King's seal.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked about that.
Yeah,
We
Service
talked
isn't
about
letting
that.
happen.
Secret Service had to
Prime
open
Minister.
that.
Come on.
It doesn't matter.
They would've
Prime
let him
Minister or
come
King.
through.
Nothing's going to go to the president without the Secret Service looking into it.
Hold on. How's the Secret Service going to know that he's got it in his coat pocket?
Oh, they're going to let him know that I have a letter
'Cause they
to
frisked
give to
him
the president.
on the way in.
They have a letter to
What's
give to
this?
the president.
Paper? You know, they're not going to know. I think dude read it on the plane. Jerk.
So, second state visit.
I'm okay with believing that he's a jerk, but
That'll be fantastic. I don't know how King Charles and Donald Trump will get along. How is that possible?
He called him beautiful.
King Charles is not beautiful.
No, he is not.
Not
No,
beautiful.
he
He's
loves
not a beautiful
William,
man.
he does like William, though.
He does
and
like
William's
William,
going to be the
Charles is a liberal douchebag,
Yeah, absolutely.
a progressive moron.
And you're not. If Trump shakes his hand too hard, he may explode.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, we'll
he got
see.
sausage fingers, so that's okay. King Charles has a problem with his fingers.
His hands all swelled up.
Why?
He's got some kind of
arthritis
disease.
or something.
Some kind of disease.
He
Yeah.
has a disease.
Okay. All right. Let me tell you about Tri-Tails. I don't know about you, but one of the things I love best in life is a really delicious, tender, juicy steak. And I love it when that steak comes from a cow that was raised right here in Texas. If you want to buy beef from a family-owned, fifth-generation ranch, look no further than the Tri-Tails beef. You can bring premium Texas beef right to your table because these are top-tier cuts of meat, hand-packed and delivered directly to you. I'm talking about USDA Prime and choice beef with high-end Black Angus genetics that ensure that every single bite is going to be absolutely delicious. In fact, tomorrow I'm doing the fillets from Tri-Tails. Did the ribeyes last week, and man, were they good. If you want delicious meat, and you know you don't have to go to the store for this, you just have it delivered directly to your door, and you know how much it costs at the grocery store. These are the actual farmers who have taken care of these cattle, who know what they're doing, and they package it all up and send it to you so that when you thaw it out and cook it up, it's going to be so fresh and delicious. Go to trybeef.com/Pat Gray. Use the promo code Pat Gray. You'll get 5% off your first order on a one-time purchase. That's TRY. Trybeef.com/Pat. Promo code Pat Gray, all one word.
And now, Pat Gray returns.
Been a while since we've talked about Touré, hasn't it? When was the last time we talked about Touré?
I don't know. He's let himself go.
Oh, no. Has he?
I think so.
Oh, wow.
Touré?
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah, so
okay.
now he's popping up on CNN.
Oh, boy.
And he gets to sit at the same table with Scott Jennings. And hilarity ensues.
Oh, okay. Here's Scott Jennings putting Touré in his place.
Can we be real for a moment that Doge is not about cutting money, right? It's not about spending. It's about shrinking government so that it'll be too small to stop Trump with whatever else is in this plan.
Why would the government stop Trump? Isn't he the head of the government? You're saying the government would be too small to stop Trump. If Trump's the president, why would the government, the bureaucracy, be actively trying to stop him?
Because he is shredding the Constitution and creating an authoritarian dictatorship. That's why.
And no matter who was in office.
Pause it for a second.
He laughs. That's awesome.
Well, it's asinine because only a large government can become dictatorial. You need the bigger government to take control of things. You can't take control if you've got a small government. He's not even making sense here. Small government doesn't have the ability to do what Touré is accusing him of doing. All right, go ahead.
That's why. And no matter who is in office, I'm going to hold them accountable. But more importantly, I'm going to make sure the government is working for the American people.
Remember that?
Both of you made an interesting point, which is that your view is that Trump is shredding the Constitution. I'd like to hear more about that.
Me
but
too.
that it seems to me that you all both believe that the unelected part of our government, the bureaucracy, has a responsibility to resist the political leadership. Is that your view?
That's not actually what we
not at
said.
all
We
what I
said they are
said.
upholding the Constitution, the principles of the Constitution, and at times
How
that we
is
have
Trump
seen.
shredding the Constitution?
My God, he's like.
I mean, seriously, we have to give you a civics lesson that we have.
I don't know
we put all power in the executive
How is
branch.
holding the
The legislative branch, the FBI.
no
now
idea.
we're in control of the military. We're
Yes.
silencing media.
Chief,
This
head
is
of
what
the
you
military.
do
Yes,
in a
Supreme Court of
dictatorship.
Are
This
you
is not.
suggesting that the president is not the commander-in-chief of the military?
I'm suggesting that the president is going to put in charge somebody who is going to contravene the Constitution. And at some near point, this conversation will look very silly for you because it will
somebody
be
in
obvious. And right now, you're gaslighting.
he's gonna
but when we
put-
get to the actual
He's
rubber
gonna
of the
put-
road of this,
I'm sorry.
it will be clear.
I'm interested in this conversation. He's going to put someone in charge who will contravene the Constitution. Like who? What do you mean by that? The president is in charge of the military, is he not?
He is.
You said he's going to put someone in charge of
looks
the military?
The president is in charge of the military. That is how it works.
He was elected president. We, according to the Constitution, vest all executive authority in a president. And the concept that the military should be an independent agency or that the bureaucracy should resist the political leadership of this government is extraordinarily dangerous.
That's what we said. That's a straw
That's not
man.
what we
It's
said. That's
ridiculous.
literally not what we said.
No, it literally is what you
I
said.
didn't-
Oh my gosh.
I don't know that Scott
Yeah.
Jennings
So stupid.
can make enough money to be happy. Though.
I know.
Kidding.
I don't know how you put up with that day after day.
I
after day.
know.
Seems to enjoy it though.
I know that's
I'm really interested in this
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
The one where you repeatedly point out that you're a dumbass. My gosh.
that's for sure.
And I'm hearing this from a lot of people that Trump is circumventing or shredding the U.S. Constitution. But I never hear of a single example, and they couldn't give one either. Give me one example of how he is doing that. What has he done so far that is unconstitutional? Name one thing. And they can't.
They can't.
Because there isn't one thing. Then we've got Kathy Griffin on Cabbie she met in the UK. I bet this is
riveting,
fascinating.
This is interesting.
I'm the decapitated head lady. Oh, let me tell you this. So if you don't know who I am, I'm a comic, and you can Google Kathy Griffin Donald Trump head and enjoy that deep dive. So one time I was going to give a speech at Oxford, which is not even in America. It's in England. And so they invited me to do a speech about the First Amendment, which I'm a bit of an expert on, at least when it comes to comics. They sent a car for me to take me to Oxford. It was pouring rain, and the driver was Moroccan. So I did what I naturally do. A lot of Americans do it. Some of you may have done it. I just immediately apologized for Trump. Like immediately, because I'm from Morocco. I go, let me get this out of the way. I know, I can't believe we voted in Trump. I get it. He goes, he's the greatest president you've ever had.
Ah,
and
nice.
I'm doing this like backpedal thing of like,
Good.
oh, shit. So I go, well, I don't know about that, but I'm not a fan of his. And he goes, you're the lady from the picture.
Oh,
and I'm all,
right.
Yep. That's me, you know me, owning it. Yep, that's me. And he goes, if we were in Morocco, I could cut your tongue out right now.
Thank
I didn't cut my tongue out, which is really what we're here to discuss.
Opportunity lost by the Cabbie, I guess.
Yeah, it's unfortunate they weren't in Morocco.
awesome.
Dang, that would have been awesome for all of us. If we were in Morocco, I could cut your tongue out. That's awesome. That's great. Wow. What are the odds of that?
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, what are the odds of anyone recognizing her?
Oh, yeah, that.
Period. I think that's
Yes.
the story.
But that's the only thing he recognized her from. Oh,
Yeah,
you're
the picture.
You're the person from the picture. Yeah, where you're holding the head of the president of the United States in your hand. That's great.
What's this, clip 15, Chris?
Wow.
Yeah, Don Lemon is on the subway, and I think he's suffering from the same issue that Kathy should, where no one recognizes
He
him.
wants to be known.
No, really? Okay.
Oh yeah, it's sad. This is
what?
He shows his picture to people that pretending like
What's he doing?
Oh my goodness. Is that the saddest thing you've ever seen?
It's really weird.
And just bizarre.
Really
That's
weird.
where Don Lemon is right now, in the subway, showing people's pictures from his phone, and nobody cares.
It's a picture of him.
Yeah.
Right?
Look,
Banging
it's
out
me.
So he knocks on the window of the train that's about to pull away, and he shows him a picture of him.
And
I
New
don't
Yorkers
even get what the bid is. What is the
New Yorkers look back expecting to see a schlong, and they're like, "Oh, thank goodness, it's just a picture of a guy." But who are you? Oh my goodness! How weird!
Wow!
Oh, the guy in the picture is actually holding the phone with the picture.
Okay.
The train's moving. Okay, gotta go.
Now they've got a story, and the story isn't I saw Don Lemon on a train.
No,
and that was a donkey. What was that picture?
Weird.
I saw some crazy psycho mental patient holding up pictures of himself.
What is that supposed to do?
I have absolutely no idea.
what is the point of
broken, bro.
It is so sad.
They are so broken. They don't know what
he's
to
broken.
do.
That's a good point.
He is broken. That's a good way to put it. Don Lemon is broken.
Yeah.
Wow. So weird.
I mean, bro, go back to the house with the boyfriend. And just leave it. Stop.
Whatever. Or husband. Are they married? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, that's
the first one. I don't.
Are they afraid of commitment? What's going on there? We should look into that.
Living in sin.
One of them wanted children, and the other one didn't. So wait, play this Don Lemon thing again. What is the bit? Because the first
I don't know what the bit is.
The first picture is a donkey.
Okay.
See, look, it's a donkey, and I'm not. What the heck? I don't even get this on so many levels.
I don't know. Is this a? And I seriously, I do not know that this is a TikTok trend. Or
was it a picture of the back end of a donkey? I couldn't.
No, it was a
No.
donkey.
It's a donkey merged with Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
It's even getting dumber. This bit is getting dumb.
Yeah, as you can see, is donkey
inexplicable
mixed in with a Sonic Hedgehog.
If you haven't subscribed to Blaze TV and you're listening to the audio version, you need to.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot to unwrap.
Yeah, I'm not sure what TikTok challenge that is.
You're giving way too much credit. Jeffrey.
I don't think there is a
not
TikTok challenge
trend
involved
or
here.
a challenge.
Okay.
I think it's just Don Lemon broken.
Okay.
We got our Don Lemon
I'm
apologist
good with that
in here.
because it certainly appears that way.
It is.
Yeah. Weird.
Bro.
Okay.
Man.
Don. Seriously, get help.
He's about 2 weeks away from screaming at someone on the streets of New York, "Don't you know who I am?"
He's about a minute and a half from being committed to a mental institution. Jeez. All right. Buckle up. This is massive. President Donald J. Trump is about to deliver a historic address to Congress, and you know the mainstream media is already itching to twist it. But here at Blaze Media, we're cutting through the noise, bringing you the unfiltered truth, live and unapologetic. We're not just streaming the speech. We're hosting a no-holds-barred roundtable with top Blaze TV hosts, real-time reactions, sharp analysis, and the raw truth. The corporate hacks won't dare touch. Look, we've notched some wins, but the war for America's soul is far from over. This speech sets the stage. Will Trump's vision ignite the future, or will the D.C. swamp dig in deeper? We're breaking it down live. No script, no agenda, just facts and firepower. And get this, we're simulcasting across all Blaze channels, so wherever you are, you're plugged into voices that you can trust. Stick around till the end because we've got an exclusive sneak peek at Glenn Beck's NASA whistleblower bombshell. It's pretty wild. Mark it down, Tuesday, March 4th. That's this coming Tuesday, 7:30 Central. So that'd be 8:30 Eastern and 6:30 Mountain and 5:30 Pacific.
What time in Greenland? Because they'll want to tune in since they're about to belong to us.
It's 8:45.
I see.
In Greenland. Yeah. Your reminders, you're going to have those, and we'll remind you again before then. But join us and the Blaze TV crew live. This is one you can't miss. We'll see you there.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
We're
different about us?
Most people don't actually know what they're fighting against.
The Declaration of Independence is our mission statement. That's what we're trying to build.
The golden age of America begins right now.
People are, in fact, building a new American way of life for the 21st century. But the problem is, no one is talking about it.
Align your lifestyle with your beliefs.
Sorry, it's just so addicting.
Pro-humanity, pro-people, pro-digital sovereignty, pro-crypto. I mean, we're pro-tech in many ways, not all tech. We love technology.
Documentaries that pursue truth.
Blaze Originals.
Blaze Originals.
Blaze Originals. Blaze Originals.
The Dallas Mavericks have traded Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis. It doesn't make sense. And that's why you need this show, because I'm going to make sense of it.
The blaze is named after the burning bush that Moses saw. It was a fire that burned but did not consume. However, that fire would consume anything that wasn't true and wasn't in line with universal truth. That's why I call it the blaze.
Some tweets here. Hogasm tweets, the king sent Trump a letter. What's the current stamp tax?
That's awesome.
It's excessive. It's excessive.
It is excessive.
Yeah. And it's not just stamps. It's a lot of paper products.
Is.
So we colonists are going to be pissed. Kenneth Parker, the king's letter said, please don't jail Andrew.
No way. Charles doesn't give a rat.
I don't think he does.
No, he does. He kicked Andrew out of the house.
Yeah.
All of it. Yeah.
They've kind of disowned.
Yeah, Andrew doesn't get any of the king you said money. I'll tell you that. Not again.
Michael NP 1701. Don Lemon is about to go full Oberman.
Yeah. Oh, I think he may even be beyond that. That's for
beyond
sure.
Oberman.
Yeah. He may be beyond that. What has happened?
To what?
What has happened to the lightning bolt? Holy cow! I'm sorry. I just realized.
You know what?
I'm sitting here looking at it. Are they?
Yeah, people are noticing
I just
online.
noticed it. I'm like, holy cow!
Mm-hmm.
Did you thought you had an item stolen this morning? Thankfully, you didn't.
Look at this
Steve
chip.
Dace been in here all week.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dace did it.
As Dace.
Did
he break
our
the
lightning bolt?
Look at that. It's
I
like a
don't know.
chipped tooth on the bottom.
Right?
What is that?
Right?
All right. That's unacceptable.
It is.
Who did
is.
this?
I mean, that is unacceptable.
All right. We got to find out. Chris?
I mean, that thing has fallen to the floor so many times we've knocked it off the wall.
Don't deflect.
Don't bog me down with your little fact
Right.
issues.
No.
Yeah.
Chris?
That may have fallen many times,
but it never broke.
We never broke it.
Until all of a sudden now, when Steve Dace has been using the room
That's
always.
correct.
Yeah, you're right.
That's correct.
I want a blue ribbon panel, Chris. Get it set up. We need an investigation.
Yeah.
Because when we knock it off the wall, it doesn't break.
I bet there's video footage of it. Before it gets deleted, we need to go back and look for it.
Oh, yeah. And then good call on this one, Joe. Yesterday, we have the...
oh, my gosh. We have
the mug that...
We have merchandise being damaged as well?
That Pat Gray damaged.
Oh, that's not Steve Dace.
I did that.
He was angry. He was angry because of Doge.
And look, I fess up to when I've done it. I did that.
Somebody had a great idea. I forgot who it was, but it was an awesome idea that we should auction this off and send the money to Preborn.
Oh.
And that's what we're going to do.
Okay.
I don't know how we're going to do it, but maybe set up a give, send, go, something like that. But
we'll all sign it. I don't know if that devalues it or increases the value.
So how do we do this? People donate money and then whoever donates them, I don't know. We'll
just
figure
put it up on eBay.
Put it on eBay. And then Jeff Fisher will swoop in and buy it with 2 seconds left in the bidding. I don't know. We'll figure
I don't think that's likely.
No, that's not happening.
Definitely
that
not happening. No. A couple of minutes ago, we were discussing the Caitlin Clark situation. She's doing these Nike ads. I think didn't she make about $20 million or $25 million with
her
Nike?
new deal with them, yeah.
Got a big deal with them.
Yeah, she does.
I mean, it goes so far beyond what her basketball salary is, which I believe, I don't know, $75,000 or something a year. But Nike's paying her $28 million? Might be.
Something like that, yeah.
Anyway, the ads are stupid. And I mean, she's part of this you can't win, so win campaign.
Yeah. And they're
what? What is this so dumb?
Yeah, they
have you not seen this?
We saw the Super Bowl commercial.
No. Yeah,
the Super Bowl commercial.
Win.
You can't
win.
You can't be exciting, so be exciting. The Super Bowl ad is, it's a minute long of you can't do this one. So
for
be
women,
this.
and they're spewing all the stuff that people believe that they can't fill stadiums. So fill them.
So they just dropped an ad, a new Caitlin ad with their new campaign slogan. And the ad is kind of cool. The video is pretty cool, but
the music is good.
But it's the problem. There's a couple of problems with it. I mean, the campaign "You Can't Win, So Win" is
stupid,
dumb.
Yeah,
but and they didn't consult me. Nike, for some reason, did not consult me. We can play it. It's just quick. It's a quick bump.
Basketball has taught me a lot, but one lesson stands out. It's not about where you're from.
Okay.
It's not her.
Correct.
It's where you shoot from.
The whole world is like, wait, that's not Caitlin Clark. What are we doing? Why would you make that ad without her voice?
Very strange. Wow.
Right.
She's not black enough.
That's her problem.
That is the problem.
Right? That's the problem.
That is the problem.
And what she brings to the WNBA has never been brought to the WNBA before.
What, eyeballs?
And even so, the WNBA lost between $40 and $50 million last year. Their best year of all time was a $40 to $50 million loss. So I don't know what to tell you. You
when
can't
you say
win
it like that.
So win. Would you please already?
Wow.
Even though you can't, do it. Win.
I mean, and it's Caitlin Clark. They hate her.
Oh, it's weird, isn't it?
They just sold out.
It's obvious racism.
There's a preseason game that the Fever is playing against Brazil in Indiana, where she played college.
Yeah.
Sold out in
I bet
30
it did.
minutes.
I bet it did.
30 minutes. Still, though, you can't win. So win.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
We're Americans. There's something different about us.
Most people don't actually know what they're fighting against.
The Declaration of Independence is our mission statement. That's what we're trying to build.
The golden age of America begins right now.
People are, in fact, building a new American way of life for the 21st century. But the problem is, no one is talking about it.
Align your lifestyle with your beliefs.
Sorry, it's just so addicting.
Pro-humanity, pro-people, pro-digital sovereignty, pro-crypto. I mean, we're pro-tech in many ways, not all tech. We love technology.
Documentaries that pursue truth.
Blaze Originals.
Blaze Originals.
Blaze Originals.
Blaze Originals.
The Dallas Mavericks have traded Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis. It doesn't make sense. And that's why you need this show, because I'm going to make sense of it.
The blaze is named after the burning bush that Moses saw. It was a fire that burned but did not consume. However, that fire would consume anything that wasn't true and wasn't in line with universal truth. That's why I call it the blaze.
you with us? 888-900-3393, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We've been talking about Fort Knox lately because the president has declared that they're going to go in and they're going to check it out, and we're going to find out how much gold is in Fort Knox. Now, supposedly, I think it's 5,000 tons supposed to be there. 5,000 tons.
It was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. And it's worth over, I don't know, $37 or something. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah, more money than you've ever seen. Might be $38.
Yeah, well,
Might
yeah,
be as
you're
much
talking
as
about more
$40 worth of gold in there. But we're going to get into that in a second. First, we wanted to share what Scott Bessent had to say.
Yeah, the Treasury Secretary.
Because he invited senators.
He was on
to check out Fort
TV
Knox.
saying we could get in.
And, of course, we've got Brad Meltzer, who did the Decoded show a few years ago and did a segment on Fort Knox. We're going to get into that in a second. But first, here's what Scott Bessent had to say, inviting senators to check out Fort Knox.
Do you have any plans to visit Kentucky?
I don't have any plans. I can tell you that we do an audit every year. I can tell the American people on camera right now that there was a report September 30th, 2024. All the gold is there. Any U.S. senator who wants to come and visit it can arrange a visit through our office.
Okay.
All right. Well, there you go.
He was not
Done.
the Treasury Secretary on September 30th, 2024.
Oh, he was looking at the report.
Oh, the report. I'm sure the report was 100% true then.
The gold's all there. Don't worry about it.
In fact, we don't even need that.
Don't even worry about it. No, you don't even need to go now. Scott said it's there. Done.
What in the world?
Well, that was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was weird. All right, let's check in with Brad Meltzer. Brad, welcome to the show. We haven't had you on in a while.
Thank you, Brother Pat. How you doing?
Doing good.
Brad
doing
Meltzer.
Good. For those who didn't see the Decoded show, I can't imagine that ever happening. But what did you discover when you did the Fort Knox investigation?
You know, it started for me because Fort Knox had me come and speak about one of my books. And they wanted me to come and entertain all the troops there and everyone that was there. And so I went out there, and they gave me a challenge coin. You know, one of the colonels there gave me a coin, and he knew I was obsessed with the gold because I couldn't stop asking about it. I was like, can we see it? Can we do it? And he said, because we struck up a friendship, he said, you know what? I'm going to get you in. And he said he's going to make me one of the first civilians to access the vault since 1974.
So nobody had accessed it, at least civilian-wise, since 1974.
Civilian-wise, there are very few. Yeah, 1974. Wow. There have been senators who went in. There have been U.S. senators. There's a guy, Senator Huddleston, who we spoke to, of course, and we spoke to the people who have gone there. But he said, "I'm going to get you in." I said, "Fantastic." So we made, we on the History Channel, we basically got all the camera crew. We got the clearances. We got everything set. And just before we were supposed to go, it went to his boss. Guess who his boss is? The Treasury Secretary, the Treasury Department.
Right.
And the Treasury Department killed the request and said no. And then guess what that meant? We wanted to do more network.
Some friend he
so
is.
That's why we did the show. I'm like, if you want a show that's in it, it's a simple problem, right? Is this thing is, you have all these people. We had Senator Huddleston on there, who's from Kentucky. We said, is there gold in there? He said, he thinks so. We said, could it be gone? He says, it could be gone. I'm like, what do you mean?
Nobody knows.
Really?
And so then it was, and here's the thing, is just so you know, kind of like Fort Knox is really, it's one of the few things in the government that lives up to the hype of we always show
security
rooms in Hollywood of, with big screens and you can, pulling closer on his license plate. We don't have any of that nonsense. Hollywood has that.
Right.
But Fort Knox and what holds the gold, the vault, is awesome. It is like a crazy, incredible, secure thing. It's got the vault door and emergency door are 21 inches thick. They're made of the latest torch and drill-resistant material. The vault door weighs 20 tons, and the vault casing is 25 inches thick. You're not getting in. The only problem is the government just won't let anyone in. So guess what we're going to do? Why? We're going to ask why, and that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah. Now that we also found out, according to your season 2, episode 1 of Decoded, that they hold other merchandise there at Fort Knox. It's not just gold, right? It's drugs.
I love Jeffrey that you. I love that you call this merchandise, because here's what the merchandise is. Okay? Here's the merchandise. In the 1940s, it was a Magna Carta. We held there. We held it for the British. We didn't want the British didn't want the Nazis.
Wait, we had the actual Magna Carta there?
Not only did we have it there, we have it now. David Rubenstein bought it and gave it to the National Archives. I'm on the board at the National Archives. That's how we have it on display. Wow. He bought it eventually.
Like the
so
1213 Magna Carta, the actual one. We have that?
We have one of them, yep. We have one of them.
Wow, that is incredible. That's cool. That is
and then
cool.
the other merchandise that Jeff is referring to, it's called the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, there's other stuff too.
At Fort Knox.
Address. Wait,
wow.
Three copies of the Gutenberg Bible, and they were there for safety. We were worried before the National Archives could kind of had its own vault. We put
that's more valuable than the gold. I mean, that
100%
is something else.
Because these are symbols of America, right? That's what we're protecting. And then in the 40s, and I'll give Jeffy his due. He's right about merchandise.
Like T-shirts. We got like cups and T-shirts in there too.
Right. There's toothpaste. It's like a Target, basically. But in the 50s, the vault became part of the Cold War era, and it started holding drugs, vaccines, morphine in case there were mass casualties before we started developing these secret warehouses that we now have across the country that now hold vaccines and other things like that, which I've been exploring for years.
Wow, that's interesting. That's. But I guess that makes sense because it was such a secure location, right? With all of that security, that's what you would do with it.
Well, we had, the government created these end-of-the-world scenarios that they were trying. One was called High Point. I did this in one of my books in The Lightning Rod, and I talked about it. And High Point was basically, okay, if there's a nuclear war, where do we send all the top people in the government so the government actually has continuity? And we got things like Mount Weather from there and all these places, and how we get senators there, how we get the president there. It's where you saw Cheney eventually went to on 9/11. And then there was also considered, we made something called Low Point. And this is what I love doing in the Lightning Rod. And Low Point was, what about the rest of us? What happens to Jeffy? What happens to my brother Pat? What happens to me? Right?
Right.
They sent me to No Point.
Right. And Low Point, they actually developed it in Michigan. And they made all these great plans, like postal vans were going to become hearses to carry all the bodies. That's where we're going to move the bodies with. They made all these plans. And what they finally figured out is it wasn't going to matter. None of us were going to survive. Yeah. High Point was going to be fine. Low Point was going to be done. And one of the things they were doing when they figured that out is, where do we hide the symbols of America? Because those symbols are important. And Fort Knox obviously became a big part of that until the National Archives started building their own vaults.
Well, that's happy news for the rest of us, isn't it? It doesn't matter. You guys aren't going to make it.
We're not worried about you.
We're not in the binder club.
Forget it. The zombies are going to be eating your brains by day 2. Don't worry about it.
But we've got the Magna Carta.
Yeah, but don't worry. We got all the, what did you call it?
Merchandise.
Merchandise. Yeah. All right, so Brad, if you had to guess, what do they find when they open up the vault and President Trump and Elon Musk step in there and the cameras are following them in? Is there 5,000 tons of gold?
Yeah, here's what I think. We did the math on it. You need 33,000 gold bars. And that's how I do not think they're walking into Al Capone's vault where it's empty. I just don't.
Okay.
And I always ask questions, but I think if they're looking for that, they're going to be surprised. And there are people who have been there and who have said yes. The interesting thing is the people who have been in there say that they saw the gold. The people who say there's no gold haven't seen it. They've just heard there's no gold.
Right.
No one's gone in there and said, I've seen an empty room. There's nobody who said that. But the thing is what I do believe has happened over the years is that we've used that gold. And I think rightfully, I think there are times where we go and we need an American member of the military gets captured and some foreign terrorist group says, well, we want, the money. They're not taking dollars. They don't want shekels. They don't want quarters. They want gold. And so I think we have used it to get things that we need, to get, whether it's whatever we need in a crisis. and then I think we replace it. So do I think that numbers fluctuate a little bit? But I don't think you can move 33,000 gold bars and nobody notices. It's just physically so big. So I think do they walk in and the audit's off by a couple bars here or there? Do I believe that? That could be. But I actually think they're going to walk in and it's going to be fine. And I think it's going to be one of those typical things. It's like the Epstein documents. We sit here and we go, oh, there's a smoking gun. I can't wait. And then we go, what? That's what it was about? And I think it's going to be the same thing with the JFK documents. We got 1% of documents to read. Do I think we're going to find something that says, oh, here's who Oswald was working for? No. I think what we're going to find is we're going to find things like, little bits and pieces of how we got information back then, who our sources were back then, things that the government wanted to cover up. Right. And maybe we'll find that the CIA screwed up and was tracking Oswald, but lost track of him when he went to Russia. And that's a giant screw up, but it doesn't mean there was a smoking gun. So I think the good news is we'll get an answer. Because if we don't have an answer, you and I, the three of us, are going to be doing what we always do, which is having this conversation over and over.
Right. And it would be, what do you think would happen? Because we're not backed by gold anymore. So would it be that big a deal if it's empty? Do you think there'd be panic?
I don't think there's panic. Here's what, obviously we used to be on a gold system, our monetary system. We're now on a system of confidence, right? And I don't want to be dramatic at all. I think what happens, and there's the real disaster, and I'm just going to say this honestly, is we're in a time of great inflation. It's getting worse, right? We just are. You get everyone in the grocery store. We all know it. And if you have hyperinflation, then you can have a panic, right? That's when your money literally becomes not worth the paper it's printed on because confidence just goes so low. And so you've seen it in Brazil in 1933, like suntan lotion cost 800,000 cruzos reais, and you have firewood costing 850 billion marks in Germany.
I was just thinking about Brazil in 1933. Thinking about that.
You know what they had? They had a lot of merch back then, Jeff. A lot of merch.
Expensive merch.
So you can have these moments where but is it going to be panic in the streets? No. You know what people are going to be? They're going to be pissed that the government lied. And I'd be pissed that the government lied because I'm like, you know what? This is a simple problem with a simple solution. And that's why the guy there at Fort Knox said to me, go ahead, Brad, I'll take you right in. And he knew that he doesn't want this headache any more than anyone else wants it. He's like, let's be done with it. But Treasury keeps shutting everybody down.
Right.
I wonder is that just because if they let you go in, they'll have to let everybody in. And pretty soon it'll be...
Right, and basically if I go in and say I went in, they're going to go oh, that guy, we don't know him. We want someone in with, they fake that. They did, the problem we are in today is we don't believe anything.
That's for sure.
Right? We're as a culture.
Yeah, that's for sure.
The problem that we're in right now.
Yeah.
If I said to you, when the JFK documents come out in a couple weeks, no matter what they say, half of America is going to go, see, I told you so, and the other half is going to go, see, I told you so. And whatever side you believe, we're not believing anything. We're going to say that's a cover-up. We're going to say, see, now put it to bed. And whatever side you're on, you're going to believe. And that's the problem. I hope that I hope when Musk and Trump go in, the one thing I really hope is they bring a camera. Because if they come out and say, we saw it, it's there, then people are going to go why are we taking your word for it? Because then we're just right back in the same pickle.
That's for sure.
Brad, I got a quick question for you. Have you been to the 6th Floor Museum here in Dallas?
I wrote a book called The JFK Conspiracy. What do you think I'm doing?
That's a fair point. Well, I wanted to go there with you. That's why I was going to ask you. And we got to talk about...
I went there with Glenn. Glenn and I went there
I didn't
years
realize
ago
that.
on the anniversary we went and sat at the grassy knoll. And the best part was it's me and Glenn on the grassy knoll. And I think there were no more conspiracy theories launched than the day that when all these people are riding by and seeing us there.
Yeah, all right. Well, I need to go and find that visit that you did with Glenn. Because
it's a fun one. Yeah,
I think you and I have a different take on the CIA's connection to the JFK assassination.
But your latest book, The Assassination That Wasn't, right? I mean, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah. So and that's why I've been obsessed with it. We've had and thank you, Jeffy, the newest book that just came out is called The JFK Conspiracy. It's about a secret plot 3 years before Lee Harvey Oswald. There was a guy, Kennedy's on his way to church on Sunday morning in Palm Beach, Florida. And what he has no idea is that there's a disgruntled postal worker outside waiting for him in his car with 7 sticks of dynamite in his car waiting to kill Kennedy. And he hates Kennedy. And he picked Florida, followed Kennedy to Florida because he thought his security was was worse there, and he was right about that. And so as Kennedy comes outside, all this assassin has to do is hit the little trigger device, and boom goes the dynamite. And I won't ruin what happened there. I just ruined chapter 1 of the JFK conspiracy story. That's chapter 1. But I'll tell you, it's one of the craziest JFK stories you've never heard.
It's so great how you do this, man. You find these near assassinations that no one's ever heard about, and you do such a great job writing about them, man.
No, this is the first book written solely about this, and of course we end the book. We got help with the book from JFK. It was in Jackie's, amazing Secret Service agents who just passed away, and we end the book with that view of the JFK actual assassination, and you get to see it from Jackie's view. And, the great Clint Hill, who just passed away, it's an unbelievable view you've never seen before. And, of course, the real assassination has become my real obsession over the years.
That's for sure.
But the JFK conspiracy has been one of my favorite books we've ever worked on.
If it's half as good as the Lincoln near assassination attempt before he took office, that book that you wrote, this will be a winner as well, man.
No, I the thing that you're going to love about this book is it's the Jackie parts of it. We don't pull our punches. We show you, JFK's affairs. We show you him and, all these things that happen. And the thing that's amazing, I speak to the Secret Service about these assassins, and I can say it also about where Trump is now. I mean, the thing when you talk to the Secret Service, they'll tell you that the people who've tried to kill the president fall into two categories. There's hunters and there are howlers. And a howler makes a lot of noise, says, I'm coming to kill you, I want to kill you. But they rarely take action. But a hunter is very different. A hunter doesn't say a word. And hunters are the ones who tend to pull the triggers. Hunters have no desire to be howlers, and howlers have no desire to be hunters. And if you look at the 4 people who have successfully killed presidents of the United States, from Lee Harvey Oswald all the way back, of course, to Lincoln's killer, all 4 of them are hunters. And it's why, this guy, Richard Pavlik, who tries to kill Kennedy, he thinks he's a hunter, but he's a bit more of a howler. And he opens his big mouth, and that's why he gets caught. But I'm telling you, the JFK conspiracy is just the craziest JFK story that you've never heard.
Okay, and that's available on Amazon. Is it available at bradmeltzer.com as well?
You can go to bradmeltzer.com. The audio's out there. That I'm telling you, if you love history and you love the JFK story, you're not going to see. And the thing for me, and that I love is, it's all about, what Camelot is. And I kept saying, where's Camelot? He's cheating on his wife. He's not, she's hemorrhaging and going into labor, and JFK's nowhere to be found. I kept saying, where's Camelot? And I finally figured this out. And this is true. They didn't start using the word Camelot until after JFK died. It's not until after he's killed that Jackie grants one interview to Life magazine, and she tells this exclusive story. She says when JFK's back was hurting him and he was struggling in pain in the White House, to calm him down, she would put on a record of one of his favorite songs about a place called Camelot. She's the one
that started the
that
spin.
Word into the lexicon. Yeah, she started using that word.
Huh.
And that's where it comes from. She is, Jackie, we forget, was a member of the press. And she was hounded by the press, but make no mistake, she was a master of the press.
So
She's the one who put it there.
If I go to bradmeltzer.com, what other merchandise can I get there?
Well, along with the Declaration of Independence and the Magna Carta, you can on the other merch list. But here's the one thing I would love to just for a moment tell you about, because it comes out on Tuesday. So this is really like the first interview I get to do on it. Is I gave the commencement address at the University of Michigan last year, and my son was graduating, and I got to give in a stadium of 70,000 people. I gave the commencement address, but I was talking to one kid, my son. And it was what I spoke about was magic, and that there's things that there's things that science and math can explain, but some things are unexplainable. They're just magic. And when you talk to magicians, there are 4 types of magic tricks. 1, you make something appear. 2, you make something disappear. 3, you make 2 things switch places. And 4 is you make one thing and turn it into something else. The hardest trick of all, transformation. And I talk through what each of the magic tricks, what you have to do in your life. But the speech went so viral at the end that all these people started saying, "Can I have the text of that speech? I want to give that as a gift to my kid, my grandson, my nephews." who's graduating. I want to give it as a gift. And so we made a book. It comes out Tuesday. It's called Make Magic, the little book of inspiration you didn't know you needed. And so if you have someone who needs some magic in their life, that is the book for you.
Great. All right. Awesome. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Brad, also, I Am Sally Ride available now,
I mean,
right?
the children's book.
My goodness.
I mean, geez.
When do you sleep?
You also have a book about the Beatles coming out in, June?
So in June, so we have the kids' books, I Love You For. We did I Am Sally Ride, came out last week. We Are the Beatles comes out in June. This has been 3 books in 3 months. JFK,
Wow.
I Am Sally Ride, and Make Magic.
It's a lot of merchandise,
more than
Brad.
we've ever done. I need a nap.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, go take one. Appreciate your time, and thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Thanks, brother.
All right, Brad Meltzer. Go to bradmeltzer.com. You can get all that stuff. Let me tell you about Factor meals, though, before the day is done. If you're ready to crush your nutrition goals, Factor's got you covered with chef-crafted gourmet meals that make eating, a breeze. Dietitian approved, fresh, and ready in just 2 minutes. They're perfect for fueling up and feeling great. No matter how busy life gets, Factor's ideal for active lifestyles. Arriving fully prepared, plus their keto meals are a game changer. You can lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks based on a clinical trial. Results may vary, of course, with diet and exercise. With 40 weekly options across 8 preferences like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, or Keto, you can tailor every bite to your specific goals. I love this stuff. First of all, they're delicious. And there's nothing I hate more than having to prepare my own meals. Because Jackie's kind of done with that. It's been 40 years. She's a little, she's over. I mean, it's just the 2 of us mostly. And so it's like,
you need me to make a call for you and talk to her?
No, because I've already made the call to Factor.
Straight?
Got Factor meals going for me. And so they're delicious. They're ready, like I said, in 2 minutes. Keto burgers, the chicken Alfredo, bold flavors, no hassle whatsoever, no cleanup. Factor. It'll keep you on track without all the prep and the stress. High quality ingredients, unbeatable convenience. It's an absolute win. So if you're ready to eat smart and eat deliciously, go to factormeals.com. That's /Factor Podcast. Use the promo code Factor Podcast for 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's factormeals.com /Factor Podcast. Okay, and that will get you 50% off and free shipping on your first box. Fuel up right. Let's do this.
Nice. Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right. The JFK files, that's another thing that were supposed to be, I thought, exposed already.
That's right.
Right? Weren't we told that?
They're probably sitting on her desk right now, Pat. Probably sitting on Pam Bondi's desk
We don't
as
want
we speak.
another one of these.
I don't want another one of these.
No, we do not.
We need to give them some time so that we don't get here's the JFK files.
Declassified.
We've been disappointed so many times.
Yes.
Just please give us what we want for a change.
Just one time.
Please.
One time.
Please, by all that is holy. Even if it proves, Lee Harvey Oswald acted completely alone.
Okay.
He was just a nutbag who happened to be a, Soviet plant. But it was just him. That's all. Whatever. Let's just see it, please.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.